Note card 5. Find x when f of x equals a number or y equals a number. So not f of x equals a, but when f of x equals a number or y equals a number. So it says algebra. Substitute the value for f of x or y and solve for x. Pretty simple. The example that they give us is f of x is equal to 3x minus 7, and they tell us, and they tell us that f of x is 8. So all they've done here was substitute f of x with 8. Here's how it works. If you have f of x equals 3x minus 7, but we want to know what x is what it's telling us to find, and it tells us that f of x right here, f of x is 8. Simply substitute an 8 in for that f of x, rewrite the right side of the equation, solve for x. Pretty simple. Now some of you still use guess and check and all other sorts of ways of solving an equation that's going to hurt you. Some of you, I taught Algebra 2 and tried to show you how to solve equations, and some of you worked it the way I did and some of you didn't. You're going to be struggling if you didn't. There is a systematic way to solve an equation and a way to write it every time you do. So the way you do it is, here we would first have to add 7 and write it just like this every time. Add 7 to each side. Remember in algebra, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Minus 7 plus 7 cancels. Bring the rest down. 8 plus 7 is 15 equals 3x. Now divide by 3. This cancels and you get x equals 5. Some of you are saying, well, Mr. Denny, I don't have to do all that. I can already tell that x is 5. If you don't learn how to solve an equation like this, you are going to struggle so bad this year, because we're going to be dealing with equations that are going to be too large, too complicated for any guessing and checking or any other kind of ways of solving an equation. So work at solving your equations this way. So x is 5 when f of x is equal to 8. The next example comes from a graph. It says to find x on a graph given f of x or y. It says remember that f of x is the same as the y value. I can't stress that enough. This is very important. You should already know it. Remember this. This is important. F of x is the same thing as y. So find the y value on the graph and the x value that goes with that y value. Okay, so it says that the example is, it says f of x is equal to 4. This means that y is 4. So y is 4. So if we want to know what x is when y is 4, then you come up here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you don't have necessarily a point on here, but you do have a solid point right here. So when y is 4, x is down here, and you can simply count to it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. X is 7. Okay. Another example that I might find on this graph, what is x when y is, let's say, f of x or y is negative 3. What's x? Well, when y or f of x is negative 3, that's down here, come over here and you see that x is going to be right here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So x is 4. When you're working with a table, it says if y is equal to 7, what's x? Well, when y is 7, tables are very simple to work with. When y is 7, x is 5. That's the x that goes with that y. If f of x or y, remember this is, can't say it enough, this is really y. When y is negative 2, when y is negative 2, what's x? Well, I probably should have done this in this color so I don't confuse you. When y is -2, then x is 2.